I'm going to start today with a question. Here is a sentence for you. I am riding my bike. It's not a very interesting sentence at the moment, so let's change it. Add a word. Maybe it's red bike. I am riding my red bike. Okay, better. What about I am riding my red bike down the hill? We're getting there. What else could you add? What could you change? Think about it for a moment. If you could have a vibrant, adjective-ridden mental picture, for example, this sunny Sunday morning I would be whooshing my red racing bike down the hill as the birds sing with the wind in my hair, feeling free. And why am I giving you an English lesson today? Well, my point is about ideas. Ideas are there to be found, but sometimes you need to dig deep to find them. So what drives us towards creativity? The human animal is an ideas machine, always asking why, what if, how, when. We can't help it. We are innately curious. That's why babies put things in their mouths, why we doodle or make up stories. We can't help it. A lot of people think creativity is about fashioning a beautiful piece of art or writing, but it goes much further than that. A mathematician would tell you about the beauty and creativity of number. Creativity is a large umbrella. In my tutorial group, I welcome all sorts of people with all sorts of skills because I see anything creative as valid self-expression, from sewing to singing. Most people aren't interested in creativity. When I was a teacher, I had many people come to see me for parent-teacher meetings regarding their teenagers' exam choices. Why does he need to take art? They'd say, you can't get a job with art. My colleagues in the music and drama departments would get the same question all the time. They just didn't see creativity as an important part of their world. Not that that makes them bad people, of course, they just had different priorities. I'd point out that they'd be listening to the radio in the car on the way home and the music they would hear was made by a musician. They'd pass lots of billboards designed by graphic designers. They'd walk into a house designed by an architect, switch on the TV and watch a programme made by any number of creative individuals. But it wasn't important to them. They hadn't even noticed. Most people have no interest in creativity until they need it, not until something serious happens, until they need a poem for someone's funeral, until they're in love and they want to shout it from the rooftops, until they're heartbroken and they need to know that they aren't alone with their feelings. Then it's important, when they need to rely on someone to relate to, in order to express how they feel. Art always bears witness to our births, marriages and deaths. For example, I can't listen to Dream a Little Dream of Me by the Mamas and Papas without thinking of my son, because I used to sing it to him to get him off to sleep when he was tiny. So let's break it down. It's said that your brain makes two kinds of decisions. Take the psychologist's old marshmallow test. I'm sure you know it. They put a marshmallow in front of a child and tell them that they can eat it now. However, if they wait 10 minutes without eating it, then they can have two. What is called the System 1 brain wants to eat it now. It's the easy knee-jerk reaction. It doesn't care about 10 minutes time, damn it, there's a yummy marshmallow on the table and they're tasty. Now, now, now. However, the System 2 brain can think ahead. It sees the bigger payoff rather than the comfortable immediate decision. So your System 1 brain takes the path of least resistance. It is the egotistical cognitive default. But the System 2 brain is the one that can achieve a reasoned thought process. I love to sit in a bar and listen to the people I'm with telling stories. I sit back with my group of friends, just listening. The conversation rarely goes in a straight line. They begin talking about what a politician has said, but 10 minutes later they're discussing whether an African swallow could carry coconuts. Then a few minutes later they're arguing about which Pearl Jam album is the best one. This is because a detailed thought process doesn't move in a linear fashion. It takes in all the stimulus around it, makes connections and changes direction. It gathers the input, reinterprets it, and produces something else. This is what creativity is. It takes a kernel of an idea and pushes it, like a brush full of paint on a canvas. It manoeuvres the idea into all the corners and creates something unique. Take that sentence again, I am riding my bike. We pushed the idea again and again earlier, adding things, changing things, until we had something much better and very different. This is exactly how you push a creative idea. When I was in college designing ceramics, we'd make a design sheet for our sculpture or vase or whatever we were making. We'd take an A2 sheet of paper and be instructed to design as many variations on the theme as possible. It didn't matter if they were rubbish, it was about exercising the idea, taking it round the block, if you like. To be creative, you need to use your System 2 brain, rework and not expect everything to be brilliant, because the best ideas come when all the others have been exhausted. Get out of your comfort zone and push your ideas to their limits without limiting yourself first. This is often a huge effort, an epic battle with your ego and your desperate need to be perfect. Now, don't pull that face, you know I'm right. Being creative is often about being honest with yourself, expressing yourself in a way that is simply free. Remember Andy Kaufman? The man made a career out of doing whatever the heck he felt like doing. The Monty Python team made a point of ensuring that nothing really made logical sense. Who else could make a film about the quest for the Holy Grail that concluded with the Rozzers turning up to arrest King Arthur? It's difficult to find the willingness to fail, the willingness to look foolish, to be wrong, and the scariest of them all, the willingness to have everyone else think you're wrong too. I get that, I really do. When you bare your soul to someone and they slam the door in your face, it breaks your heart. As an introvert with low self-esteem and the black dog on her shoulder, I completely understand you. I put my heart on my sleeve whenever I pick up a paintbrush, and the hard work is sometimes greeted with indifference or even outright disdain. But failure is not an identity, it is an event. It's important to remember that old saying, today's news is tomorrow's fish and chip paper. Failures are to be learned from. But I'm not here to give you old cliches about getting up and brushing yourself off after you've fallen over, because you and I both know that falling over really hurts sometimes. I'm just saying that while you're down there on the floor, work out while you fell over, and know that I'm always going to sit down on the floor next to you and help you work it out so that getting up doesn't seem quite so scary. Because the I can't do this feeling is a gremlin, whatever it is. I can't draw, I can't sing, I can't cook. It's about baby steps. Maybe you can't now, but each time you try, you get a step closer, and if you're having fun learning, then who gives a dingo's kidney what anyone else thinks? All creative thinking is a mixture of input and experiences, and all those experiences are individual to you. Nothing about creativity comes magically out of the ether. An apple will not fall from the tree and make you successful overnight. This means that all the ideas you have, good or bad, are unique to you because your experience of the world is always going to be different from those around you. You will remix what you see around you, put raw ingredients in the cooking pot, and create a brand new meal. It's up to you whether you're going to think convergently or divergently. Is your creative thought process going to be about narrowing your focus, drilling down, or expanding like it's exploding from a megaphone? It's a very personal experience. Take away the ego for a moment. I once had a job that involved me dressing up as a giant monkey and dancing around for the under fives. It was brilliant fun, the most liberating thing I ever did, because children are the most creative people on the planet. Why? Because they don't care. They're going to say exactly what they think, climb that tree, use that curb as a tightrope, and make a spaceship out of the sofa cushions. Children don't have egos. Creativity is about letting go and wondering what the 5-year-old you would do. They see a pile of leaves as something to kick around. So if you want to be creative, kick the leaves around with them. Embrace your inner Elmo. Take that little kid's hand and let them take you where they want to go. So what are you going to go and do this week? I want you to tell me in the comments what creative idea you're going to throw around with wild abandon in the next few days. And if you make anything interesting, why not share it in the Artymouse Art Tutorials group on Facebook or on Instagram. Find me at Artymouse76. You could also send me an email. Just connect with me at the link below. where you can also get free weekly art tips and creative things to try. Go forth, my people, and make a right old messy creative explosion. You'll feel better for it, I promise. See you soon.